Every gardener knows compost is king. It's the workhorse of soil improvement, slow, steady, reliable. But what if I told you there's a common household material that can outperform compost in specific critical ways, and almost no one is talking about it? This doesn't mean coffee replaces compost entirely, but in several key areas, coffee grounds don't just match compost, they beat it. Let's break down why. Coffee grounds provide instant nitrogen. Unlike compost's slow release, compost is a fantastic all-purpose fertilizer, but it's slow. Even well-finished compost releases nitrogen at a gradual pace. That's great for long-term soil building, but not when your soil needs a quick push. Coffee grounds, on the other hand, contain about 2% nitrogen, break down rapidly when mixed with soil life, and trigger microbial activity almost immediately. Think of them like a spark plug. Compost is the engine. Steady, powerful, reliable. Coffee grounds are the ignition that fires everything up. This is especially noticeable in leafy greens young seedlings when applied indirectly, and nitrogen-hungry plants like corn brassicas and squash. Within days you can see deeper green leaves and faster growth, results compost alone often needs weeks to achieve. Coffee grounds feed fungi. Really, they're the most underrated soil builders out there. Now most gardeners think compost feeds worms, and that's true, but here's the thing. Coffee grounds do something compost just can't do as quickly. They feed fungi. In 2025, more soil scientists are focusing on fungal-dominant environments, especially for things like perennials, fruit trees, shrubs, no-till beds, and, well, forest-type soils. Coffee grounds encourage mycelium, the white thread-like, fungal networks you might see colonizing organic matter. Why does this matter? Because fungi, they transport nutrients through the soil, improve moisture retention, form symbiosis with roots, and increase disease resistance. And on top of that, fungi build humus more efficiently than bacteria. Coffee grounds are honestly one of the cheapest fungal accelerators on Earth. Compost alone just can't create that level of fungal bloom, especially if you're turning it frequently. Coffee grounds improve soil texture faster than compost. Sure, compost improves structure over the long term, but coffee grounds, they physically alter the soil in a unique way. They loosen clay, and they add crumb structure to compacted beds. They increase aeration, retain moisture without getting soggy, and help sandy soils grip nutrients. Many gardeners with heavy clay soil find that compost takes multiple seasons to really make a difference. Coffee grounds, however, start improving texture within just a few weeks. Coffee grounds boost earthworm populations dramatically. Compost attracts worms, eventually, but coffee grounds, they send them into a frenzy. Several studies and field tests show that earthworms actively seek out coffee grounds, even preferring them to manure or decomposing leaves. This is because the grounds stay moist. They're easy to consume. They stimulate microbial growth, and worms eat microbes. They mix readily with soil. More worms mean faster nutrient cycling, deeper aeration, better drainage, and richer castings. Using compost alone takes months to build a strong worm population. Coffee grounds accelerate the process in a matter of weeks. Coffee grounds help suppress certain soil pathogens. This is where compost falls short. Compost is great for soil life, but it doesn't actively suppress many common plant diseases unless it's fully mature and thermally processed. Coffee grounds, however, contain antimicrobial compounds and help suppress fungal pathogens like Pythium and Fusarium. And, they also discourage pests like fungus gnats when used properly. They're not a cure-all, but they definitely offer a defense mechanism compost doesn't. And in 2025, when more people are gardening in containers and battling root diseases, this advantage has become especially important. Coffee grounds create a microbial shockwave that compost just can't match. And honestly, this is one of the biggest reasons coffee grounds are gaining recognition as a soil amendment. They really supercharge microbial activity. When combined with compost, the effect is even stronger. Here's what happens. First, coffee grounds hit the soil, then microbes explode in population as they break them down. Next, this microbial bloom releases nutrients faster than compost alone. The soil temperature increases just a bit, and worms move in to feed on the microbes. It's a living chain reaction. That's why, so many gardeners report rapid growth, richer soil color, and faster nutrient cycling after adding daily or even weekly coffee grounds. Coffee grounds are free, and unlimited. One of the biggest problems with compost, it requires time and materials. Coffee grounds, free from every cafe, free from offices, free from your kitchen, and available every single day. That makes them one of the few soil amendments you can continuously add in small amounts without overwhelming your system. How to use coffee grounds safely and effectively. Here's the winning formula. First, mix lightly into the top 1 to 2 inches of soil. Don't dump in piles, blend thinly. Second, combine with carbon, like leaves, straw, or mulch. This balances moisture and avoids clumping. Third, add no more than 10% grounds by volume. That's enough to boost activity without causing compaction. And finally, use weekly for best results. Slow, steady inputs really do mimic nature. Compost will always be the backbone of organic gardening, but coffee grounds, they're the secret turbocharger. Fast, powerful, fungal boosting, worm attracting, texture improving, and honestly, completely free. In 2025, the verdict is clearer than ever. Coffee grounds don't replace compost, but in many ways, they outperform it.